Welcome to Transport Vlog. My name is Paul and behind this building are some tunnel boring machines. Let's check them out. So here they are. The four sections are for two tunnel boring machines, or TBMs as I'll call them from now on. These will bore the tunnels between the bays and Sydney Olympic Park, a distance of 12 kilometres, with tunnelling planned to start in the first half of 2023. One TBM will be used for each tunnel and they will each bore about 200 metres a week. So it will take them about 60 weeks to bore the two tunnels to Sydney Olympic Park. This is the front shield for one of the TBMs and it weighs 280 tonnes. Now I don't have the instruction manuals, so these are my observations based on what I can see. It looks like the Cutterhead, which I'll show you in a moment, will be attached to this front shield, and it seems that the circular bit in the middle contains an electric motor that will allow this and the Cutterhead to turn. And yes, TBMs are powered by electricity and will receive power via underground cables that come from a dedicated electricity supply from the nearby substation in Rozelle. This is the other front shield, with the turning and motor bit covered up. The Cutterheads that will be attached to the front shields are currently laying in front of them with blue covers on them. Here is the first one and now the second one. They are 7 metres in diameter. There are 8 discs within the Cutterhead and each one is about 48 centimetres in diameter. To the right of the front shields are the two gripper shields, which also weigh around 280 tonnes each. These will be attached to the back of the front shields. TBMs are always given female names, but I don't think these have any names as yet. The TBMs were built by a German company called Heron Connect Tunnelling Systems. And here is a closer view of the rear of both the gripper and front shields. Behind the gripper shields are more components, so it is like one big Airfix kit. Now there are lots of other components to a TBM, including a part that attaches the precast concrete segments to the tunnel walls. And some of the other components are within these blue covers. If you look closely, you can see the green Heron Connect labels on the side. So those extra components are currently sitting on the White Bay docks, and in front of that is the east end of the Bay Station box. And now coming into view is the rest of this box, with the piles for the retaining wall clearly visible. As you can see, this station box is huge. Behind the TBMs and the station box is the old White Bay coal-fired power station, which is heritage listed. This station box will continue to be excavated until it reaches a depth of 30 metres. Then these two TBMs will be launched from the western end of this box. As mentioned earlier, this is likely to be in the first half of 2023. Then a little later, two further TBMs will be launched from the east side of this box to bore the tunnels to Piermont and Hunter Street. Here is a closer look at the retaining wall. This was 4 months earlier in June when excavation of the station box had just started. You can see a small part of the station box over here, along with lots of cylindrical tubes that are now part of the retaining wall. The only thing that's been demolished is a road that ran through this area. I'll show you this road in a moment. Notice this giant screw machine. And if you know what these three tall machines are for, then do share this in the comments below. This was in March 2022, which was about when the excavation work started. These trees were still around then too, along with this road, which in October 2021 was still very much in use. And this is the whole area as it looked in January 2021, with grass covering much of the future station box area. Unlike at the other Sydney Metro West stations, no commercial or residential properties were demolished to make way for this station. As you probably realise by now, White Bay Power Station is staying, and heritage conservation repairs to the inside and outside of this building have now started, and these will be completed in 2024. It will then be reused and incorporated into the broader White Bay redevelopment that is happening around the new Bay Station. So to finish off, I'm going to briefly cover the new Bay Station. The station entrance would be towards the middle of the station box. And this new road would be built that would start at Robert Street and then run past the edge of the station box, then past White Bay Power Station, then following the Anzac Bridge Road using a similar alignment to the previous road. Buses will use this new road to access these bus stops, and there will be a pedestrian link through this area to the station entrance. And on the west side there will be space for taxis and kiss and ride. Cyclists, and hopefully pedestrians too, will have access via these new and direct paths from Robert Street and Victoria Road. And just south of the White Bay Power Station there will be a traction substation, so keeping with the power generating history of this area. This little building, which is just in front of the power station site and is within the Sydney Metro construction site, will be staying. And it's just here on this map. Here is an artist impression of the Bay Station entrance, with the planned overstation development behind it. This is looking east, with the Anzac Bridge appearing on the right and the Harbour Bridge on the left. And this diagram shows that this station will have 3 public levels. The station entrance will bring passengers into the upper concourse level, where they will access the 2 sets of escalators down to the lower concourse level, and then one of these 2 sets of escalators down to the platforms, or they can use one of the 2 lifts. As it's very early days, this design may well change. So I hope you didn't find this video too boring. Assuming you didn't, do give it a like, give it a thumbs up, do leave a comment or question below, subscribe if you haven't done so already, and also consider joining me on Patreon. There's a link with further details in the description below. So I'd like to thank you for taking the time to watch this video, and I'll see you in the next one soon. Bye for now.